what? What are you doing that for? And I was like, I'm sorry. I thought this was my underwear drawer. Turns out I was in the ladies' changing room down the local swimming pool. I must have fallen asleep at some point and just walked in there.
Hello, you connoisseurs of fine audio entertainment. How are you doing? Welcome to Full Record Jacket with me, the Phil, and he, the Ben. So, we've got a quick one here. 1992. Further listening on 1992. Ben, you've been doing all the listening, really. So what have you had on?
You haven't listened to anything. I've listened to, when I was in the gym the other day, is it Little Earthquakes?
Tori Amos, yes.
Tori Amos, which I kind of went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those ones which is going to be really hard to listen to, even though I did say that I was looking forward to listening to it. But then you said a few things that made me think, oh, is it going to be hard work? But it's basically America's Kate Bush, isn't it?
Yeah, in many ways on that album, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good album, and it didn't... I enjoyed listening to it. It's very good. If you like Kate Bush, you'll like Tori Amos. It was inoffensive. I don't think it's going to be in my top 3, but I did really enjoy it. And it's probably an album I would never have listened to if it wasn't for doing this. So doing this is a good thing, Phil. Like eating 5 a day.
Unless we'd done the greatest sort of female empowerment / feminist albums or whatever, but yeah, it's a good one. I'm glad you kind of liked it at first listen. It took me a little while to sort of dig it, but I wouldn't have thought it was a gym album, to be honest, but there you go.
No, well, my listening in the gym is anything but hardcore German funk techno.
I can't imagine pumping the iron to Tori playing the piano
in the jacuzzi.
Winter, or what's the other song on there, the big long one? Mother. That's a sort of long piano one.
And you know what? One thing I did segue into from this, I realised that I'd never listened to the original version of Professional Widow.
Okay.
And that's weird. I know it's not from this year or on that album, but that song is weird. It is very weird. It's like 4 different. It's like a weird folk version. It's a bit like Bohemian Rhapsody in the fact that it's got like 4 songs in one. But it is quite, yeah. So I did listen to that, and then so Tori Amos, and like I said, I'm listening to these albums once, and it's the ones that make me think, yeah, I could go back and listen to it. They're going into my favourites. And then I listened to Automatic for the People by REM. So, and I've got to say, I really did enjoy it. If I'm, I liked Ignoreland more than I thought I was going to like.
That's good.
I found the lyrics a little bit clunky in it, but apart from that, I thought I did enjoy that.
Well done. Well, if you made out the lyrics to Ignoreland, well done. If you managed to hear everything he was singing.
Yeah, and then what's the other one? I actually liked the mentalness of the instrumental. I quite like the weird instrumental bit.
The New Orleans instrumental.
Yeah. And Drive, Try Not to Breathe, I think are 2 good opening tracks as well. I enjoyed them.
I mean, some of those songs are very familiar from the radio, aren't they? I mean, you must have heard some of that before.
Yeah. I mean, I still love the bit in Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight where he talks about Dr. Zeus and then laughs. I love that bit. I love the fact that they did not cut that bit out and they kept that bit in, because I think it's that bit that really makes the song. Really makes the song. And then probably 2 of my favourite REM tracks at the end with Night Swimming and Man on the Moon as well. So
yeah, Find the River is a great one as well.
Yeah, and it's quite an eclectic album because it's not sort of one sort of tone to it. It sort of picks you up, punches you, puts you down, puts a plaster on you, then picks you up and punches you, puts you down, and repeats the cycle.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of tracks on there. I think Sidewinder and Ignoreland sort of raise the tempo a bit, don't they? They stop it from being too
melodramatic,
too mellow, and perhaps just too
introspective.
Maudlin. Yeah, but it is a great introspective album.
It is, yeah. And I mean, I'm not the biggest REM fan. I am one of those who probably, really, if I'm honest, only knows the singles. And I do have a few REM albums, just haven't listened to them. And but no, I really enjoyed it. The 2 albums I've listened to this week, I've enjoyed. They're not as good as The Chronic. And what was the other album I said I'd listened to last week? There was 2, and I can't remember. But
did you listen to another De La Soul one?
no, that was from 90. Oh, did
That was
I?
91.
No,
De La
that was
Soul is
91.
Dead.
Yes, yeah. De La Soul's Dead was from 91. So.
Not a Tribe Called Quest.
No, I'll go through my list anyway. I am slowly going through some albums. I almost listened to Shakespeare Sisters' album. I was going to put that on.
Now that was wasn't Dave Stewart from Eurythmics involved with that?
I think he was, yeah, because wasn't he dating? What's her name?
Siobhan Fay.
That's it. Yeah, the one who wasn't Marcella Detroit or something.
The one who was because she had been in Bananarama.
Bananarama, yeah. And looks mental in that video for whatever that song was called. That was at #1 for a million years.
Quirky pop with a gothic edge, kind of.
Yeah,
that's what it's. That's kind of what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they did have a comeback a couple of years ago. I'm sure they. I need to double check this before we end the show. Because there are probably a lot of Shakespeare Sister fans out there. Hundreds.
They're named after a song, of course.
They
Smiths song.
Yes. I knew that. Shakespeare Sister. I can't spell sister. Shakespeare Sister. Here we go. Marcella Detroit and Siobhan Fahey.
I always thought it was Fahey, but
Fahey. They did last have an album. They had an EP out in 2019. They had a compilation album out in 2019 with a couple of new songs, I think. The last album they had out was 2009, but I know they were touring a few years ago. Whether they're still together, it says on Wikipedia that they have been active 2019 to the present day, so they might still be out there.
I didn't realise that they were still doing tours. Yeah. That's interesting.
So that's what I've been listening to. I'm going to get back on it this week, listen to a few more albums, and then report back next week with some insightful insights. I'm going to listen to the Ride album as well.
I think that would be highly recommended.
Yeah.
I'll do some too, and then we'll talk more 92.
1992.
In the meantime, thank you for watching. Keep listening to 92, and we will as well, and we will join you for the next one. All the best. Bye-bye.